Imagine stepping into a garden bursting with life. A riot of colors greets your eyes. The sweet perfume of roses hangs heavy in the air. Bees hum lazily among the lavender bushes. Butterflies flutter from one brightly colored bloom to another. This is the magic of a well-tended garden in full bloom, a testament to the gardener's love and dedication. But even in this paradise, a silent threat lurks, a force that can turn vibrant blooms into faded memories. This threat is the natural process of flowering and fading. As flowers reach their peak, they begin to wither, their once vibrant colors fade, and their petals begin to drop. This is a natural part of the plant's life cycle. However, if left unchecked, these fading blooms can hinder the plant's growth and reduce its overall flowering potential. This is where the simple yet effective technique of deadheading comes in. Deadheading is the practice of removing spent blooms from plants. This encourages them to produce more flowers. It's a simple task that can make a world of difference to the health and beauty of your garden. Deadheading is more than just a chore. It's an art form, a way to connect with your plants and guide their growth. It's a conversation between gardener and garden, a partnership that results in a symphony of blooms. Deadheading might seem counterintuitive. Why remove flowers when you want more of them? The answer lies in the plant's natural cycle of reproduction. When a flower is pollinated, it begins to produce seeds. This process requires a significant amount of energy from the plant. Energy that could otherwise be used to produce more flowers. By removing the spent blooms, we interrupt this seed production cycle. We redirect the plant's energy towards producing new flowers. This results in a longer blooming period and a more abundant display of flowers. The benefits of deadheading extend beyond just increasing flower production. It also helps to maintain the plant's overall health and appearance. Removing spent blooms prevents the development of seed heads, which can be unsightly and detract from the garden's beauty. Deadheading also helps to reduce the risk of fungal diseases. Fungal spores can thrive in the damp environment of fading flowers. By removing these potential breeding grounds, we create a healthier environment for our plants to thrive. Deadheading is a simple process, but it's important to do it correctly to avoid damaging your plants. The first step is to identify the faded blooms. Look for flowers that have lost their vibrancy and whose petals are beginning to wilt or drop. Once you've identified a faded bloom, follow the stem down to the first set of healthy leaves. Using a sharp pair of pruning shears or scissors, make a clean cut just above the leaves. It's essential to use sharp tools to prevent crushing the stem and damaging the plant. When deadheading, it's essential to be mindful of the plant's growth habit. Some plants, like roses, produce flowers on side shoots. When deadheading these plants, cut back to an outward-facing bud to encourage outward growth and prevent the plant from becoming too bushy. For other plants, like marigolds, you can simply pinch off the faded blooms with your fingers. This is a quick and easy way to deadhead large numbers of small flowers. Roses are prized for their elegant blooms and intoxicating fragrance. Deadheading is essential to maintain their beauty and encourage repeat flowering throughout the growing season. When deadheading roses, it's crucial to make the cut at the right point. Look for the first set of 5 leaflets below the faded bloom. This indicates a node, the point from which new growth will emerge. Make a clean cut just above this node, angling the cut slightly away from the center of the plant. For hybrid tea roses, which produce 1 flower per stem, deadhead back to a strong, outward-facing bud. This will encourage the plant to produce more side shoots and create a bushier, more floriferous plant. Floribunda roses, on the other hand, produce clusters of flowers on each stem. When deadheading these roses, remove the entire flower cluster by cutting back to a point just above a set of 5 leaflets. Marigolds are cheerful annuals that bring a burst of color to the garden. They are prolific bloomers, but deadheading is essential to keep them looking their best and prevent them from setting seed prematurely. Marigolds are incredibly easy to deadhead. Simply pinch or snip off the faded flower heads just above a set of leaves. Regular deadheading will encourage the plant to produce more buds and extend the blooming period well into the fall. It will also prevent the plant from putting its energy into seed production, which can shorten the blooming season. When deadheading marigolds, remove not only the faded petals but also the swollen green base of the flower head. This is the ovary, which will develop into a seed pod if left on the plant. The ideal time to deadhead varies depending on the plant and the time of year. As a general rule, it's best to deadhead regularly throughout the growing season. This will keep your plants looking their best and encourage continuous blooming. For most plants, deadheading should be done as soon as the flowers start to fade. This prevents the plant from wasting energy on seed production. Some plants, however, benefit from a slightly different approach. For example, some gardeners prefer to leave the last flush of blooms on their roses in the fall. This allows the rose hips to develop, adding winter interest to the garden. Ultimately, the best way to determine the optimal deadheading time for your plants is to observe them closely and experiment to see what works best in your garden. While deadheading is a simple technique, there are a few common mistakes that gardeners make. One of the most common mistakes is cutting back too far down the stem. This can damage the plant and delay new growth. Another common mistake is using dull tools. Dull tools can crush the stem, creating an entry point for diseases. Always use sharp, clean pruning shears or scissors when deadheading. Some gardeners make the mistake of being too timid when deadheading. Don't be afraid to remove the entire flower head, including the ovary. This will prevent seed production and encourage more flowers. Finally, avoid deadheading during the hottest part of the day. This can stress the plant and make it more susceptible to diseases. It's best to deadhead in the early morning or late evening when the temperatures are cooler. Section 8. Tools of the trade: essential equipment for deadheading. You don't need a lot of fancy equipment to deadhead effectively. A sharp pair of pruning shears or scissors and a bucket or container to collect the spent blooms are usually all you need. For smaller plants with delicate stems, you can simply pinch off the faded blooms with your fingers. For larger plants, a pair of bypass pruners is ideal. These pruners have a scissor-like action that makes clean, precise cuts. If you have a lot of deadheading to do, you might want to invest in a pair of ergonomic pruners. These pruners are designed to reduce hand fatigue, making the task more comfortable. It's also a good idea to keep a small gardening toolkit handy. This should include a hand trowel for transplanting seedlings, a weeding fork for removing weeds, and a pair of gardening gloves to protect your hands. Section 9. Beyond aesthetics: the health benefits of deadheading. While deadheading is primarily done to improve the aesthetics of the garden, it also offers significant health benefits for your plants. By removing spent blooms, you prevent the development of seed heads. This redirects the plant's energy towards producing new growth and flowers, resulting in a stronger, healthier plant. Deadheading also helps to reduce the risk of fungal diseases. Faded flowers can trap moisture, creating an ideal environment for fungal spores to germinate. By removing these potential breeding grounds, you create a drier, less hospitable environment for fungal diseases to take hold. Furthermore, deadheading can improve air circulation around your plants. This is particularly important in humid climates, where poor air circulation can contribute to the development of fungal diseases. By promoting healthy growth and reducing the risk of diseases, deadheading ensures that your plants have the best chance of thriving. Section 10. The joys of a well-maintained garden. There is a deep sense of satisfaction that comes from tending to a garden. The act of nurturing plants from tiny seeds to mature blooms is both rewarding and therapeutic. Deadheading, though a seemingly small task, plays a significant role in this journey. A well-maintained garden is a place of peace and tranquility, a sanctuary where you can escape the stresses of everyday life and reconnect with nature. It's a place to relax, unwind, and recharge your batteries. The act of deadheading, while simple, allows you to connect with your plants on a deeper level. As you move through the garden, carefully removing spent blooms, you observe the subtle changes in your plants. You notice new growth, identify potential problems, and develop a deeper understanding of the rhythms of nature. This connection with nature is both grounding and inspiring. It reminds us of the cyclical nature of life and the importance of nurturing growth. Section 11. Embrace the art of deadheading. Deadheading is more than just a gardening chore. It's an art form. It's a way to sculpt your garden, to guide its growth, and to enhance its beauty. It's a conversation between gardener and garden, a partnership that results in a symphony of blooms. So, embrace the art of deadheading. Take the time to connect with your plants, to observe their needs, and to guide their growth. The rewards are plentiful: a garden bursting with life, color, and fragrance, a healthier, more resilient garden that thrives year after year, and a deeper connection with the natural world. Remember, even a few minutes of deadheading each day can make a world of difference. So, grab your pruning shears, step into your garden, and start deadheading. Your plants will thank you for it.